So, where was he, you ask? The short answer would be away for 2 weeks, but the full picture is much, much deeper. Part of me wants to just up and tell you, look, I lost track of what day it was week before last and landed myself in the ER last week and got thrown off. But where would be the fun in that? Let's go back, way back into time, to the distant time coordinates of Monday, August 19. I had a doctor's appointment that morning, and after noticing that I have a ton of unused leave time at work, decided to take the whole day off instead of just the couple of hours to cover my appointment. And lab time. My visit goes fine, and I swing by the lab to have my blood drawn on the way back to the house to cut my front yard. As I have made some adjustments to my mower, which anyone connected to me on Bookface has seen, I double-cut the yard. So it took me 30 minutes instead of 13. Still, no biggie. What happened next is the beginning of my problems. I finish the lawn, come in and make some lunch and let the dogs out. While waiting for my food to finish heating, the phone rings from a 702 area code. Me. Wasn't our last interaction enough? Good afternoon to you too, sweetheart. Let's hear it. What you got for me this time? Getting the band back together. You know I've lost another 15 pounds since we spoke in January, right? Work with me here. I'm listening. So, while the whole fat thing is no longer, well, not technically your thing anymore, there still remains a market for just over-thin-sized models out here nowadays. This is not endearing in the least. Well, but it is funny, so continue. Okay, so while you're no longer what anyone who sees you would call obese, can you concede that at what, 193.4 pounds, you're still not a small guy? Sure. One might even say, choose your words wisely. Stick with me here. I got something. Begrudgingly. Continue. Thick boys! What? Look, we had the idea last time, and now that you're legitimately just a little thick and not necessarily fat, we got something. No sale. Come on, man. The plus-size male review was always your idea, and we can't let it go on without the original thick boy. What the fuck? Hold on a second, man. My luck dragon done got out again. Luck dragon? Like in the never-ending... Falcor, get back in here. What is going on here? Hold on, I'll be right back. And with that, I hung up the phone. Not to let you in on things you don't already know about me, but I do not have a luck dragon. Honestly, if wife person hadn't named Yeti before we met him, and if I knew he would get as big as he has gotten, I might have named him Falcor. But that is neither here nor there. Right now, I got some shit to do. I got in the car and drove over to the airport and emptied my bank account on the first flight I could get on to Vegas. I didn't tell wife person for reasons that will be more apparent shortly. I touched down at McCarran Harry Reid Airport and summoned a lift to the hotel. Bear in mind, I traveled with 0 bags, only my phone and my charger. I walked right past the check-in, straight to the offices, found the entertainment manager sitting at his desk, and manager said, "Oh, you've decided to come on out. I should have told you you were coming. I would have arranged a car for you." Well, and will the wife be joining you this trip? In no uncertain terms, I told you if you ever called me thick boy ever again, I was going to fuck you up. Wait. There was no waiting. By the time he had gotten that one word out of his mouth, I'd grabbed one of the chairs from the corner of his office and thrown it at him. He feebly attempted to block it, but my throwing the chair was never about landing the blow. I was right behind that chair, and in that moment where he took his eyes off me for the chair, I was on him, punching and kicking with the fury of a man teaching a promised lesson, until hotel security dragged me off of him and outside to a pair of Las Vegas police officers who cuffed me and stuck me in the back of a cruiser. 2 problems are in play here. 1, I cleared my bank account paying for plane tickets out to Vegas, and I can't call my wife, because then I gotta explain why the fuck I'm in Vegas without her. I was supposed to beat this guy's ass and get back home in time to give an alternative explanation as to why I was away. Combining the 2 things above, I'm kind of stuck in Vegas until I can see a judge, and then I'm beholden to what happens with said judge as far as how I'm punished. Worst of it all is I can't afford bail, even if it wouldn't be damn near impossible to fly home with those charges pending. So, in jail I waited this whole last time. Now at home, you do about 48 hours to cool down on a simple assault before the judge will see you. In Vegas, there is enough upfucking for the volume of cases to serve that if it's only 48 hours before a judge can see you, then you got lucky. So I sat, and, damn it, sat. After over a week and a half, I was finally called before the judge and told that the manager from the hotel had called and pleaded with them not to press charges and offering to pay any of the necessary fines. Having the cosign of someone who apparently has some sway and that person also being the one I assaulted was enough for the judge to have some leniency and let me walk free. One problem. Now, I done missed my return flight and fucked up my money. I don't know that I want a face wife person behind this extracurricular fuckery. But that is a tale for another time. Walking out of the courthouse, there was a limousine with the driver and that manager standing next to it. I don't know whether to apologize or thank you first. Then I will apologize. That was all on me. You told me, and I should have known better, but I thought I was being funny. Wow. Talk to your wife, and she talked to your manager, so you'll still be married and have a job when you get home. How the fuck am I get home? Delta. What? We're here. I looked up and realized we were back at the airport. But it's handled. Just get home safely. So, where have I been the past couple of weeks? I was in jail in Las Vegas. On top of that, I very apparently now owe someone who has some considerable sway and connections a favor as well, and I don't know if that is a good or a bad thing. I would also love to know exactly what words he said in what order to smooth this over with wife person to allow me to continue not to be murdered and buried under a single wide trailer.